Bitcoin has been exploding the last couple of months. Now, about a month back, I made a video about the potential breakout when we were approaching this all-time high at roughly 73,800, and I gave you a couple of targets that we have to keep in mind with this Bitcoin breakout. Now, if you want to watch that video, you can just do that in the top left corner. You can have a look at that. But we specifically spoke about the targets that we're looking for, and we can see that Bitcoin has reached one of our targets, and that being the 1.727 Fibonacci extension from the previous low. And we can see that Bitcoin had this consolidation bull flag pattern. We had a breakout with a couple of green vector candles indicating that there was a lot of buying volume entering the market, and we can see that Bitcoin had got rejected at this 1.272 extension. Now, a question that you might be asking yourself is this the end of the Bitcoin rally? Can we expect more downside, or what do we have to look out for? Now, in this video, I'm going to go through key levels, and just to keep your mind at ease and to show you where all the value areas are in Bitcoin. Hi, I'm Martin. I'm the founder of Captain Crypto's Compass. I'm a trader and a professor at the Financial Freedom Academy. I am passionate about helping you to achieve financial freedom through the art and the gift of trading. I will be providing you with actionable technical analysis and insights on your favorite cryptocurrency projects to help you make better and more informed decisions. If you're ready to take your trading to the next level, you're in the right place. Now, Bitcoin, if we look at the chart here, like I said, we've approached these first resistance areas within the Fibonacci, the first one being roughly about $104,000. And we can see that Bitcoin tried to poke its head out above this resistance level, got to roughly about $108,000 and got rejected. It retracing all the way back down to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension from the previous pivot low at roughly about $49,500. And we can see that Bitcoin has been consolidating within this range now for quite some time now. For roughly about 4 or 5 weeks, we've seen this consolidation pattern between this 91 odd K level and this $104,000 level. Now, this in itself is quite healthy market structure. We all know that the 100,000 Bitcoin level is quite a significant psychological level for a lot of people. So we can see that Bitcoin now is trying to break past this psychological level and see if we can hold support above this $100,000 level. Now, this will be crucial for Bitcoin to try and target these higher extensions levels that we can see here. The first one being the 2.414 extension from this pivot low, being at roughly about $124,000, and then the high extension at the 1.618 from the all-time low from roughly about $15,500 is sitting at roughly $174,000. Now, looking at this market structure, we can see that Bitcoin has been trending in this ascending parallel channel for quite some time. Since November 2022, we've seen Bitcoin create higher highs and higher lows, forming this uptrending parallel channel that we can visually see here. Now, for us, a couple of key levels that we need to identify here. One is the anchored volume weighted average price here at the VWAP sitting at roughly about $81,500, give or take, and the 21 SMA sitting at roughly about $78,500, give or take, and the 50 SMA sitting at roughly about $69,500. Now, this is healthy market structure. We can still see that the moving averages are curling upwards and has an upward trajectory. So we can then see that the overall trend in Bitcoin is still up, and we can expect then for Bitcoin to follow suit until we break this key market structure that we have seen on Bitcoin here. Hey, I hope you're still enjoying the content. Remember to hit the like button, hit the sub button, and to ring the bell for notifications. Your support means the world to me personally, and I cannot do this without you. So I've highlighted a couple of key support areas, the one being the 618 at roughly about $91,500, which Bitcoin has been respecting now for multiple weeks, forming this parallel channel that we can see here, bouncing on the $91,500 up to that 104, being rejected, and has been consolidating in this area. Now, if we do manage to break this $91,500, our next key levels of support, it will be on the anchored VWAP at roughly about this $81,000, $82,000 area, and all the way back down to the 50 at roughly 69. Now, this is quite a large downside potential that Bitcoin can still have. have. But the positive thing here is that even if we do have a break of this key market structure here, and we do find support on these moving averages, we can see here, looking at this long-term trend line, that Bitcoin will still be in a uptrend, which is positive for long-term growth. Now, I've highlighted key resistance areas here. The first one being the 1.272 at roughly about $104,000. And I've highlighted some overextended levels here between the 2.4 and the 1.618 extensions, the 2.4 being from the previous bottom here at roughly about 49,500, and the 1.618 Fibonacci extension taking from all the way from the bottom here at roughly about $15,500. Now we can see that this gives us this range here from about 104 all the way to 174, being this overextended area in Bitcoin. So these are my targets that I'm currently looking at. If we can manage to hold support, which we currently, it looks like we are holding support within this channel, we will be targeting these higher levels eventually if we maintain support at these levels. Our last key level of support will then be on these moving averages between a range of about 91.5 all the way back down to $69,000. Now, looking at our key technical indicators here, we can then see that we are in this uptrend. We are trading above the moving averages. We are trading above the anchored VWAP. We do have these Fibonacci extension targets at the 104, 124, and 174,000. So this is all looking positive for a continuation to the upside. But let's have a look at what the RSI is telling us. Now, the RSI, if we look at what's happening here, we can see one of the warning signs is this bearish divergence. You know, the previous pivot high at the $73,800, we can see that we did not manage to get to that high level in the RSI with this pump all the way to $108,000. Now, this is a concerning thing for me as we look at momentum is currently dying down. I've highlighted a couple of key pivots here. We can see that the market has respected this level at roughly about the 63 on the RSI. We can see the previous pivot down. We had support at this level, came back down, got resistance at the 70 level, and then finally broke this key support level. And Bitcoin now currently facing this bearish divergence. Now, what bearish divergence is indicating is that the momentum is dying down. We have not created a higher high with our specific RSI indicator, indicating that momentum is dying down and we should be cautious for a continuation to the upside. However, we can also see that the RSI in Bitcoin has been rejected at the 79 level, coming back down, and it is approaching key support levels on the RSI, the first one being roughly the 63 level highlighted here on the chart. So I'm keeping a fine eye and a close eye on whether the RSI can keep and hold support above this roughly about 63, 62.5 level on the RSI, keep us in that consolidation area that we're currently observing here, with Bitcoin being between $91,500 and $104,000. So if the RSI can start finding support at one of these key pivots and keep us within this range, this $91,500 to about $104,000, this would be a positive sign for continuation to the upside. Bitcoin taking a breather, building some market structure in this key zone, and hopefully being able to push past the 100,000, and then hopefully we can see support start coming in above $100,000. Now that's what we need to see for a continuation to the upside. If we do, however, break this key support level on the RSI, we can then expect the Bitcoin to start putting a lot of pressure on these targets that we've set out for ourselves here. It will come back down, break this key support, and start putting a lot of pressure on these moving averages. Now, the range that I'm specifically looking at is between roughly about $81,000, $82,000 to the 50 SMA at roughly about $69,000. Now, this will be the last line of defense for the bull run to continue. We do need to see the support re-entering back into Bitcoin, holding support above these moving averages for a continuation to the upside. Looking at the Stochastic RSI then as well, we can also see that we have been losing momentum. Now, the Stochastic RSI is a momentum indicator. What we are looking for specifically is we're looking for the blue line to be above the orange line, indicating that we have bullish momentum on our side. And the inverse is also true. If we do see the blue line crossing below the orange line, like we see here that happened on the 9th of December, it's indicating that we have some bearish momentum or downside potential in the market. Now we can see the RSI has been trending down now for quite some time, ever since about the 9th of December. And I'm looking at this 50 level on the RSI very carefully. We can see here that our first push back up, we can see the blue line came to this 50 level and got rejected. We know that once support has flipped, it becomes resistance, and once resistance has flipped, it becomes support. So this resistance has been flipped. We can see here this 50 level, we broke past this, and now I'm looking for the Stochastic RSI to start finding support in this key 50 level. So I'm looking out for that. I want to see the Stochastic RSI. You can see the blue line is starting to show that some bullish momentum is re-entering the market. So let's keep an eye on the stochastics on the weekly. If we can find support above this 50 level or close to it at least. If we look at the orange line here, about 40. So I'm looking for support to re-enter between this 40 and 50 level and show us the momentum is re-entering the bull side, and then we can expect us to re-challenge that $100,000. So keep an eye on the stochastics RSI for these key levels and see if we can hold support. At the moment, it is looking like we do have some downward momentum playing out. Hey, I hope you're still enjoying the content. Remember to hit the like button, hit the sub button, and to ring the bell for notifications. Your support means the world to me personally, and I cannot do this without you. Now, the TDI, the Traders Dynamic Index, we can also see then that the green RSI line has crossed below the red trading signal line, or the TSL line, indicating again, similar to the stochastics RSI, that we do have bearish momentum in the market. But we can see some positive signs here with the green RSI line finding some support here. We can see that it has started trailing up a little bit. So I want to see this the RSI line here find support at these key levels above the 70 level, which is crucial, and start retracing above this red TSL line. So keep an eye on this. If we do get a little bit of retracement back to this red TSL line, it is angling down. So we do need to see how the RSI reacts to this TSL line, this red one. We want to see it reclaim that with a positive cross. If we do have a rejection similar to this, we can expect some more downside potential. So keep an eye on the TDI. It is showing us that we are experiencing some consolidation, some slowdown in movement, but we need to see how it reacts to key market structure. But all in all, Bitcoin is still looking extremely healthy. We are looking to hold in these key consolidation zones. It currently is still holding, so I'm looking for swing trading opportunities between these specific levels. And if we do break this key 1.618 at roughly 91,500, I'll be looking at these key moving averages to keep us in this uptrend for Bitcoin. And then we can expect some further upside moving to the end of January and the beginning of February. But all in all, it looks like we need to take a little bit of a breather with Bitcoin, give it some time and some space, cool down a little bit, build that healthy market structure in these zones, and then reclaim that 100,000 and try and hold 100,000 as a support level. But all in all, looking very positive. Short-term downturn, a little bit of momentum waning, but all in all, we can still see that we are in this long-term uptrend parallel channel. So we are still looking very positive for Bitcoin. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, hit the like button, hit the sub button, and hit the bell notifications. Also, remember to click the link in the description below to join my mailing list, where I'll be sending you free emails and trading videos, and also market report updates weekly to help you stay ahead of the herd. As always, this community would not be the same without you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Peace and love. See you next time.